Man, that was me this morning. I like woke up and it's one of those things where I'm like on my phone for about an hour, just laying in bed, like moving around. I'm like, I really need to like function right now.
That's me most mornings. It's just like, oh, I can't be bothered to get up.
Well, it's like the first text I see this morning is the wife texts me and it says estimated -58 tonight. Should we
Ugh.
maybe like cover the windows? I'm just like, eh.
Fuck -58.
It's gonna be
Jesus.
bad here. Like I'm like 2.5, 3 hours away from Boston, and they're apparently gonna get slammed even harder because they're right there on the water. So I'm like, well, at least I'm not them. So, but
Yeah,
I'm up in the
at least
mountain,
they'll get the brunt of it. Yeah.
right? Well, it's like because I'm in like the middle of a valley where there's mountains on all sides of me, so it's like closing in on me. Because anywhere I look, it's just white up there, and it's like slowly trickling down into green. I'm like, oh no, it's gonna hit us hard. It's like the coming storm.
That's kind of like me. Like, luckily, I'm at the bottom of the hill, so everything is gonna land like on top of it and then just miss me.
Now, see, I've seen Black Mirror, so due to my extensive knowledge of Black Mirror in Britain, I know that you're in hell wherever you are.
I mean, it's not wrong. Uh, but luckily, like where I'm the southeast, I get like all the Mediterranean air, so we don't really get that much snow.
See, that's
We
good.
just get
That's
all,
good.
you just get all this shitty fucking sand and dust from the hurricanes. It's like great.
Anakin would hate it there. I hate sand.
Oh,
Oh
so
God, what a new year! I'll tell you. This was the first year I didn't go out and like get obliterated. I literally just sat inside playing Warcraft. I was like, it's too cold outside. Screw this.
what did I do New Year's? I can't remember. I know I didn't go out.
Mm. It-
I think I just watched movies. I just downloaded a ton of movies. And it's like, oh, I'm
yeah.
gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch. I watched like Tonya. That's a good movie.
Oh, is it? I've heard some good things
Yeah,
about it.
really good movie.
I guess I binged watched Black Mirror in a day, so that was pretty good.
I I started that. I didn't never finished it, but I keep looking at it and going, I should really go back to that.
You
But
just got to skip the first episode. That's probably the worst episode. Like I don't understand why that's the first one. It's so
yeah.
awful. Like,
I think I got to like episode 3, and I'm like, what am I watching?
oh, the one with freaking Doctor Doom. Like in the yeah, okay, yeah,
I think so.
yeah,
It might have been now. I can't remember. But I was
yeah.
like, what am I doing? Like, what
It
is
gets
this?
there's some really good like there's some really good episodes. You're like, damn, this is some of the best TV I've ever seen. And there's ones that you're like, well, that was a waste of an hour. Like, eh.
Yeah. But I've seen people go like, episode 4 doesn't interest me, so I'll skip it. And it's like, I suppose that's the good thing about like anthology series.
Well, see, that's the thing. It is an anthology series, but the newest season kind of confirms a theory that they're not anthology. Like, they're stories within the same universe. You're like, oh, okay, so like, it's richer if you watch them all, I guess. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But does it even make sense for everything to be in the same universe?
Somewhat. There is something that there's a few pieces here and there. You're like, oh, I see how that connects. But some of them you're like, wait a second, that can't possibly be a thing. Like it just doesn't make sense in the
Yeah.
context of it. So,
Oh, so it's the DCEU then.
I was gonna start the show by having us talk about New Year's resolution. I was gonna my New Year's resolution was gonna be take less pot shots at DC. Damn it.
Uh,
Well, see, the thing is, I was gonna say take less pot shots as DC because their next movie comes out in December, so it's not like I can.
that's true.
Uh, Damn.
I should change that because Jeff Johns has now called it the DCU. So
No.
it's,
Well,
it's official. It's no
well,
longer the DCU.
I mean, what? Because he's now been announced as the advisor, which means he's now less than he was before, which is really sad. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Just like put a brave face on Johns. Come on, you can
yeah,
do it.
so
Uh,
sad. But hey, it is what it is. I guess it's.
yep.
Well, I guess we'll get into the proper even now. I don't remember how to do this thing. Welcome to the podcast that we do here at the CBC. This is a New Year, New CBC. That's what we're going for.
I haven't seen any New Year, New Me at all
Uh,
this year.
well,
It's like maybe people actually did become a new me. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's a new year. It's pretty terrible out there from what I've seen. But hey, it's like at least we're kicking this year off with a podcast. Because we always for New Year's where I'm just like I don't think we should podcast the last 2 weeks. It's just like everybody take a break and go do whatever, you know. It's like, yeah.
Go find a dead body for a thumbnail. Could 2018 have started any better than that?
Well, between a penis measuring contest between two countries and hanging bodies, this has been a real good entry into the hopes are high for 2018.
Just like, wow, it's been 4 days and we've had all this shit already.
Yeah.
It's like 2018 just pulls a mask off and it's like, I'm 2017 again. Yeah.
You all counted wrong. It turns out Phantom Time is real. Ha ha. Goddamn. You ever heard of that conspiracy, the Phantom Time conspiracy?
I don't think so. I might have done.
So, if you look at how the conversions in the calendars have went on throughout history, there's obviously a few things that don't match up because, like, the Gregorian calendar didn't match up to the previous calendars that the, various people were using. So, when they converted all of it, they're just like, no, here's what day it is and here's what stuff is. So, it's like, when you look at it, you're like, well, that doesn't work because some calendars were like based on 200 days, so they just auto converted them. So they're like, somewhere in time we're missing probably like 100 years or so. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I guess doesn't bother me.
I mean, as long as we can cash those 100 years in at some point.
Yeah. Well, let's
just be like, no, I can't die right now. I've got another 30 years left.
No, see, what happens is in 2080, people are gonna get so upset that film has run away to what it was. We're going to revert it back those 100 years and be back in the 1980s to the renaissance of films again.
Yeah, it means what? What came out in the 80s?
We're going to get another good Terminator, finally.
Yay!
Yeah.
Or finally, a good Terminator.
Oh, damn.
I liked it. I jest.
Yeah.
Maybe there's going to be one person like, what do you mean, a good Terminator? There's been more than one. It's like Alien. No.
Yeah, the first two and then nothing after that.
You know, Alien, that massive Star Wars type franchise.
Ridley Scott, what a lunatic.
He didn't even do anything in that movie. He just directed it.
Yep. So as always, I'm your host Armin here on the main CBC show, and I am here with Mitch.
What's up? You could follow me at Mitch692.
Yep, and you could follow me at Arminis or follow the CBC at Comic Book Cast. That one's pretty simple. So there's all that. Now we're going to get into the first show of the year. Well, kicking off 2018, Hollywood still hates comic book movies. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, of course they do. Let's hate the thing that's making money. Because,
No.
Apparently film's dying, but films are making money. Like, that makes sense.
Mitch, you just don't understand. Out of all the terrible things happening in the world, comic book movies are the worst thing ever. Slavery and hunger, nothing compared to comic book movies, Mitch.
I mean, obviously Marvel's just fracking the earth, isn't it? Who the fuck uses that metaphor? Oh, these movies are like fracking. They're basically fracking. Let's fuck up.
I don't... So here's the thing. If it wasn't for comic book movies, the last 15 years worth of Hollywood would be the 15 worst years in recorded history.
Yeah.
So... here's what I want to talk about. Why is it so many of these old curmudgeon-y people that are so against everything comic book? Like, what is it?
I'm not sure, because, these are the same people that are complaining about there's no more original ideas. And it's like, oh, hang on, no, surely these are new. Yes, they're adaptations, but it's something new. It's an original idea for a film.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's either like they think it's beneath them, it's that pretentiousness of it all. Like, oh no, that's for kids. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. But I don't know. I don't get the mindset. Either that or it's just like, I want my 5 minutes of relevance because I know it pisses people off in saying this.
Yeah. Let me get back into the spotlight while something I produce is out, which is definitely what, like, Ridley Scott and, like, Jodie Foster has done, because Jodie Foster directs an episode of Black Mirror, and suddenly she's all the rage because, and then Ridley Scott is just clearly off his meds because, I mean, first he goes out there. I thought what he said was super stupid though, like dumber than normal. Cause he's like, they shouldn't hire inexperienced directors. It's like you realize then you would never have, with that mentality, been allowed Alien or Blade Runner, right?
I
Like,
was saying Alien was his second movie.
yeah,
Blade Runner was his third. Like, you need to kind of remember Wade. Like, have a bit of like sense of tone. But like, J.J. Abrams isn't inexperienced. Ryan Johnson's not inexperienced. He's probably in the same place Ridley was when he made Alien. It's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah.
Like, even if J.J. was inexperienced, he still made us like the biggest Star Wars. So he coming back for the third one of this trilogy, it's not exactly getting inexperienced director again. So
I think Ridley Scott is literally afraid that he's going to get Lucas out of Alien now that Disney owns it, and I definitely think he will.
100%, he's going to be gone.
Yeah,
and he's going to have no say about it because they own Alien.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of glad because Fox, with their mentality, you can now paint a clear picture of what happened with Alien and that entire franchise. They're like, we're giving it to Blomkamp, and he's clearly like, that's one of them old fella. He doesn't understand it because he's coming from like anti-old mentality, so he's too new. So I have to come back and do a movie I don't even want to do just to stop his project.
I think it was also more like Blomkamp had like Alien 5 and 6 and 7 thought out. So Ridley's kind of gone, but that's going to stop me from making my movies. So I want you gone so I can make my shitty David sequel trilogy. Right.
And it's like, well, I'm a bigger name, so they'll have to say what I do because in case I come back to them and I want to do another movie that could be like The Martian, they'll have to say yes to me, you know? It's like, that's the type of thing. It's like, but he just like, The Martian was a book before he ever touched it, so it's like not his original creation. So it's like,
I was like, has Ridley Scott ever actually had an original creation that he's made?
Would Alien fall under that? Like,
well, no, because he didn't design Aliens. That was all Guy. He didn't write. He didn't write Alien, like the script for Alien. He just directed it. Like, yes, he directed it well, but that's about the extent that he did.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, he's probably directed some piece of crap no one remembers that's all his, but...
You know, Gladiator's not an original idea.
No, not at all. Yeah, it's
interesting. There's probably like a couple of things that he's done, but, you know...
Yeah. Crazy
what's
Ridley.
What's his recent one? Is it All the Money in the World or something like that? The one that had, what's his face? Kevin Spacey in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I cannot remember the name.
I think it is All the Money in the World or something like that. I saw the trailer for it the other day when I saw Jumanji. No, I was like, that was quite good actually. But...
So I'm just looking right now. The actual things he's written all full by himself for like his movies is Alien Covenant prologues. So that's about it. And he's directed a bunch of crap, but like, how much of it is his? G.I. Jane, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, I like Ridley Scott. I like his movies when they're good, but you know he's just so full of hot air. It's like, can you just shush? Go in the corner in your rocking chair and Clint Eastwood the fuck out.
Yeah, go Lucas the hell out of here, okay? Go talk about slavery or whatever the hell he talked about.
Like, just get paid to say the Alien Disney movies are going to be good. Like, just do what Lucas does.
Yeah.
It was well directed. I liked it. I know you didn't. Let's be real.
Yeah. Not enough, I don't know, like, stupid crap in it for him to like it, so... it is what it is. I guess Hollywood will keep on trucking the way they're trucking. And comic book movies will keep on comic book moving and saving Hollywood every year, so there we go. I mean, that's really the reality of it, so...
So, you know, like, the comic movies have made these massive studios the most money in their histories.
Yeah.
How is that a bad thing? Like, that's good for everyone. You know, these movies are funding your little shitty tiny movies. I say shitty, I quite like the little one.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can't have one without the other, so stop shitting on the thing that's giving you the money to
right,
make
exactly. It doesn't make sense to me. But hey, that's how it goes, I guess, these days. Speaking of big Hollywood shakeups, changes, and Hollywood altering direction, as they do all the time, the future of the DC Films universe is once again in new hands for the third time since the flop that was Green Lantern. This doesn't bode well once again.
I mean, like you knew it was happening. Like it had to happen.
Yeah.
At least they got someone who can make a movie on a smaller budget. That's good. Like that's the obvious reason they've gone for what's his name? Is it Walter Hamada?
Yeah, Walter. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the obvious reason they've gone for him from New Line is because he did It and The Conjuring, and The Conjuring's made $1 billion. So the thought plan's pretty obvious. I just hope he listens to John's more. And it's like, right, you're the comic book guy. You know what you're doing. You do you. And we'll just sign off on it.
I feel like with him getting brought up, and he's the one that like worked so like integral into New Line, and he quite literally has a lot of experience with James Wan. I think they're looking at maybe James Wan and Patty Jenkins to kind of spearhead the future of this universe and alter it from the horrible burning crash course it's been on. So, but then again, you bring up the smaller budget. I think that's going to play a big factor into it too, because they're probably looking to do that Joker movie now at like 20-30 million tops, So like, because why would you not get some guy who can just turn something into or nothing into something? Yep.
No, he made a bit. Well, how much did It make last year?
Oh my god, that movie
stupid
destroyed.
Amounts. Yeah. Like stupid amounts, and he made it on nothing. So if you can do that for DC movies, like especially after spending like 800 million on fucking Justice League,
and that's the
to
thing,
get
like,
nothing back. Like,
it was made with marketing for less than 80 million, and it went on and made 700 million. So the dude is literally a money making like bag of just. He knows what he's doing, which I hope in some ways Warner Brothers, again, lets him do what he wants. But the moment you're put in charge of all of these big properties that have previously made this big money, the suits step in. And for both the last guys that have been running DC, even, as Nolan was making The Dark Knight Rises, they all came in with big promises and things like that. And ultimately, Warner Brothers shot them down and shot themselves in the foot. So I'm hoping this time, third time's a charm, that it works out. But I don't.
Well, I think they will, because there was that whole thing of Warner Brothers wasn't happy that Time Warner, whatever which way round it was, they weren't happy that they kept Snyder on. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, well, you're the bigger one. You could just like tell them to get rid of him. But I think hopefully this time it's like, right, well, just. Do your thing, as long as it matches up with what John says, or as long as you listen to John's a bit more, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, like John knows what he's doing. He can just go, I did the same thing as that Feige did with not Christopher Reeves. What's his name? Oh, who directed that Superman movie?
Oh my God.
I can't remember.
Rich Donner.
That's the one, Richard Donner, yeah.
Yep.
He studied under him with Feige, so it's kind of like, he can maybe have a bit of clout with that.
Mm.
Just,
yeah.
As long as I can get a clear, concise direction to take the DCU, as it's now officially called.
Oh, is that what it's called now?
That's what when John's tweeted out about Hamada, he said about the DCU, and it's like,
okay.
Copy of Marvel even more.
Yeah.
JK. Well, no, I mean, some people are like, "Oh, it's just mer news. Nothing's really going to change." I don't know. I think they need to change. They have to. I don't think having someone new is just going to mean they stay the course. I think they're going to have to drastically change something.
People, I think, don't understand. This is literally a last-ditch effort. Like 2018, you're going to see, at the tail end, you're going to see Aquaman. And then you're not seeing anything that we know of until end of 2019 where you're seeing Wonder Woman. So it looks like they want to put a second movie probably for summer of 2019. It looks like it might be Suicide Squad. Like you're seeing Shazam, but we don't know how.
Is it gonna be Suicide Squad, because that starts filming in October? I don't think that'll be ready for 2018.
So I mean, like, if Shazam's part of shared universe, that'll probably be in it. I'm assuming. We don't know though.
Well, I imagine since Hamada's a New Line guy, that he'd probably be like, let's just make Shazam the spearhead of everything. He's the
True.
new Superman now. Like, forget Henry Cavill.
I'm down for that.
Like, I think the main thing he needs to do is just give out a slate. Give out a proper slate with dates, not just bullshit titles like they did like a couple of weeks ago.
Look at our slate. Look at these signs we're pointing to. It literally doesn't exist anymore. It was changed within like 5 months of announcement.
Like, how can you have a DC slate without Superman and Batman on it?
Yeah.
Like, get rid of Justice League Dark, get rid of Batgirl, and put Superman and Batman on there.
I don't understand. It's like, why don't you start at the basics, right? Go to the most basic thing you have. Batman, Superman, keep Wonder Woman, you have Aquaman, announce the heavy hitters, and then go off into that. Because with how Justice League performed, there is no way in hell that they are announcing a sequel anytime soon, if in the next like 15 years.
Well,
because
that's why I was surprised they put Justice League Dark on that slate.
Yeah.
And it's right in the middle of everything. It's like, you're putting Justice League at the center of this, really?
You
Like,
should
after
put Justice League into anything. Honestly, it should not be even mentioned in the same breath as any of their upcoming movies, because it is such a damaged brand that like, who's going to want to invest money into that? No one. Like, you'd have to be insane. I'm struggling to find their reasoning, and I'm hoping that the future of their movies is looking bright. But this shakeup, once again, it screams they needed it to happen, and I want to trust them. I want to trust that they're doing it because they feel like, oh, we have a great direction. But I just don't know, man. They failed too many times.
Well, here's the thing: it's their last chance.
Yeah.
So, like, my thinking is, give them the benefit of doubt that one last time. Because if it fucks up from here, they're done. No, it's not like you can go, oh, I'm not going to trust you again. It's like, we haven't got to worry about that because I'm not going to do anything again. They just got to build their characters up. That's all they have to do.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they went wrong with Justice League. You need to build these characters up. And obviously, Justice League was more than just not characters, but at least if people have the characters they care about in a movie, there's more chance of them going to see it. Because they're going to have to invest money into a Justice League at some point.
True.
Yeah, you can't have this shared universe without doing the big coming together movie. So.
Well, I mean, is that their answer, though? Is going to be like Flashpoint? Like, we just won't use the Justice League title again, but we'll use something else. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they use DC Injustice or something, just because the game title carries so much weight and people love that. They'll just be like, just shove that in there, Like, it just seems like.
Or they go with, like, Justice Society.
Yeah.
Just do that.
That's true, yeah. Justice League or JOA or something, just change it up enough. Just subvert expectation, I guess, in some way or shape or form.
Like, they just get a good director and have good buzz around your movie. Because that's ultimately what killed Justice League. There was just negative buzz 24/7.
Well,
it's like, oh.
The thing is, it's like, I feel like that negative buzz was justified because.
I mean, sure, yeah, but like, Marvel must have behind the scenes drama as well. But that didn't stop Ant-Man from like making money.
Well, I think it's a thing, when we come on the show and we talk about it, and the thousands of people that listen to it on YouTube and like the tens of thousands that listen to it on iTunes and stuff, when we talk about this stuff, it's quite clear that we care about it and everything. But when we bring up DC, it's usually in the negative, and that's because all the news surrounding it is negative. If someone says, oh, DC movies having production problems and the actors aren't happy, you go, well, we know this was the same report the last 5 times, and look at how most of these movies turned out. If they say it about a Marvel movie, we go, yeah, okay, dude, look, every movie's been reviewed successfully, and no one's ever talked about turmoil backstage, so I don't know what you're talking about. It's the perception, it's like...
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think DC has that. Like, everything related to them seems to be in a bad light. And that's kind of bad, but it's also kind of their fault, too, which is unfortunate,
Well, yeah, it's no one else's fault. You can't blame, like, the media or critics for behind-the-scenes drama.
Yeah. I mean...
It's like, people are just reporting on it, guys. Like, it's not their fault. It's not a bias if some director shits himself on set.
Yeah.
Not that someone did do that. That's just a reference.
us people that are reporting the news and stuff, when you catch a lot of flack, they're like, why are you reporting false claims? I'm like, one, we're not inventing the news, we're actually reporting on it, and we're giving you our opinion. But two, usually, like, it caught fire and it's spreading because there's probably some truth behind it. If there was nothing, it would quickly go away. And when you look at it, it's like, oh, Zack Snyder was fired, and people are like, no, that's wrong, he's still staying on there. And then he's legit removed from the project and replaced. It's like, no, he was pretty much given the boot. So it's like, you know, it's how the things turn out. Like, I wish DC the best. Honestly, I do, but I have to see what this dude's results are. And I'm hoping that maybe Shazam is for his first kind of like, look, I've done this because it's a New Line movie. Look how good it is, you know?
Yeah. And I think Shazam's kind of, like, it's an indicator of the direction that you can probably expect. You know, like, they're going all out. Yes, we haven't seen anything from Shazam, but, you know, they cast the Marvel family, they got the villain, you know, and it's all shaping up to be something good just from the cast alone. So I think as long as they lean into everything properly, they should be fine.
Yep, I agree. I mean, we'll be talking more about this as the year goes on, because I'm assuming by San Diego we're going to have to know at least something of the future of the DC universe. So
yeah, I mean, it's a perfect chance. Like,
true.
You know, they got a fresh slate now. Well, they're not really a fresh slate, but, like, you know, they can put everything behind them and just start again and just push forward.
The ball is in their court now. Don't punt it out of there, or I don't know, rugby it, or whatever the terminology is.
Don't rugby the ball.
Don't rugby the ball. Quote me on that one, DC.
Put that on the cover.
Now that we finished talking about various other things in other videos, let's talk about the future of the MCU with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. And at the time we're doing this, we're like 2.5, 3 weeks removed from that deal being made official. And now we're waiting like 12 to 18 months for everything to get integrated into one another and everything to be officialized and go, you know, full swing into, yep, Disney owns all of this. So I have a weird feeling that we're in for a lot of unexpected twists and turns now with this franchise. Like,
I don't know, because I don't know what they're doing or even what their idea is. But them going, oh, we're going more cosmic, and it's like, well, the Fantastic Four fit right into that, so that's fine. But the X-Men, yes, they go into space, and you have the Starjammers. Or if you're Fox, you go to the edge of the atmosphere, and you call it cosmic. That's apparently a thing. Apart from that, I have no idea what they're going to do.
So the way I look at it is, just looking at all the characters they're gaining, right? You no doubt are now going to include the Watchers, probably a little bit more in something. There's no way you don't do a Silver Surfer movie. Like,
oh no, that's definitely happening.
That is got to happen. Galactus is probably, I would say, a decade, if not 15 years out. Like, Galactus is going to be a long play character. Like, it's...
I think Galactus has to be the next big thing. Like, yes, they're not going to do like an Infinity War size movie again, but I think the next big bad, it has to be.
That's my
who else could you do?
Like, my big conspiracy theory is they said they're not doing that big movie again, but now that they've gained the X-Men, they know that in 10 years, if the poster is Galactus and, you know, he's holding a hand above Earth, and right below it you have, like, old Chris Evans, old Robert Downey Jr., new Wolverine, the Hulk back, and a few other new characters like Nova and Surfer and the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, like Miles Morales as Spider-Man, looking up into it, you can't not make like $2.5 billion on that movie alone because of how much you're going to have built in and the amount of audience. Honestly, I really feel like once Avengers 4 is done, now that they have all of these other franchises, they're going to look at it and be like, we need to figure out how to bring all these actors back in a decade or so, or at least like half of them, because...
I was just thinking, like, I'm surprised you even entertained the idea of an old, like, RDJ and Chris Evans.
I don't see why not, honestly.
Like, no, they said that Infinity War and Avengers 4 is like a closing chapter for some characters.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's clearly those two, but I don't know. I mean, they could change, you know, they've got like a year and a half to reshoot Avengers 4 a little bit. So.
True, and I mean, in my heart, I fully want them to stick with that, but the other side of my heart is saying, you cannot pass up the opportunity of having all the
Yeah.
X-Men standing with the core Avengers. Like that, it just seems.
I was gonna say, like, it's the one thing people have wanted for the last 10 years. It's
Mhm.
Wolverine with Captain America,
Yep.
and it's like you have to do it. Like, I think Wolverine's going to be the first one
Yeah.
they make. I think that's pretty fucking obvious. Like, the first movie you will get is Wolverine. Whether they do it like a Captain America movie, which I think could work. If you take the 1610 route and have him be the first mutant,
Yep.
you spread it from that direction. I think you could do it like maybe retcon that they knew each other in the war, and then you can bring it forward
Yep.
and do it some way or form. That's my idea anyway.
Yeah.
And then do an X-Men movie, but
Like,
I don't know. I think
it just doesn't seem like. Just imagine how much they just gained. And before, they never thought they would have these characters, so of course they're writing a bookend. But now that you have them, you're like probably going back to them going, well, what do we do now? Because people want it. They want it. Kevin Feige is a bigger fanboy than all of us.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wants it more than
Well,
all
I mean,
of us. Like, there's no way.
they said he said they have contingencies doing this exact situation.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that part of that contingencies is they write different scripts.
True. Yeah.
So it's like if we think we're going to get them back in time for Avengers 4, like just make an alternate ending that people don't have to know about. Just keep it secret. But...
Well, it's like when you look at it, Robert Downey Jr. right now is 52 years old. Another decade to 62, with how actors are staying in shape now and how much makeup has come along. Like you look at Kurt Russell in Guardians 2.
Guardians.
Honestly, I feel like they're gonna just come back to them in a couple of years, be like, "Hey guys, we need you." Because don't get me wrong, as much as I would love to see Sam Wilson Captain America or Bucky Barnes Cap alongside the X-Men, it doesn't do it as much justice because it's not Chris Evans as Steve Rogers.
I mean, you can kind of sideline. Like Iron Man, you could just bring back Shield and have him be the director of it, and do it that way. You could do that with Cap, or you could do the whole presidential thing with Cap and have it that way.
Oh man!
So you have Tony leading Shield and Cap being the president. That's a bit of a monopoly on power, but.
Man, whatevs.
I mean, I'd watch it.
It could perfectly lead into a Secret Empire movie.
Yeah. Exactly. God, we can imagine the outrage of that one.
Oh man.
I don't know. I think they're gonna want to do it. Obviously, you're gonna want to do it. I just don't know if they will. How much does Robert Downey Jr. take from these movies?
50 mil a pop.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And no doubt he's got a bit of the profit as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, would they want to pay him for that?
What do they think they? Because it's been hinted at strongly before by Kevin Feige. They're like, well, we see this character like a James Bond. It's like, did they dare recast? Like,
I mean, that's kind of what they're hinting at, surely. It's like it doesn't matter who's playing. But then at the same time, I don't know if I believe that, because they could have recast Robert Downey Jr. by now and saved a ton of money. Like, why was there that whole thing about the contracts a couple of years back? It's like, well, if you really thought it was James Bond, you could have done it there and then.
Yep.
No, that might just be negotiation in the publics again. But...
Yeah. There's a lot out there. I think it's going to be interesting. And when you think of like how many actors they could bring back and what the logistics behind it are, and if they recast and everything, you also got to consider right now, whatever was the set phase 4 and 5 or whatever the phases were going to be,
it's completely different.
It's like, I guarantee you Kevin Feige was dancing around like naked, like around a notebook, just writing down crazy ideas, like on Christmas Eve,
He's just sticking franchise names on the wall naked while dancing.
That's pretty much what I'm picturing, Like, because like there's so much, and I bet you he's looking at like the obscure stuff. He's like, ooh, we're gonna do like an Annihilation, Fantastic Four crossover, and we're gonna do a Kang the Conqueror, and like it didn't hit me up until a couple of weeks ago, like. Just like one night, I'm sitting there, and like I'm talking to my wife, and she goes, "What do you most want to see from the X-Men?" And I'm sitting there, I was like, "Well, I want to see like maybe some time travel." And then I stopped for a second, and I was like, "Holy shit, we're gonna get Apocalypse!" Like,
yeah,
and he's gonna be done in all his glory and properly. Just the thought of that makes me so excited.
I mean, you're gonna get everything really. Like,
True.
Like, you'll get the Phoenix that's actually a Phoenix, not just my brain power.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah.
No, there's just so much. I don't like. There's too much now that they can do. Before you can kind of figure out where they're gonna go with it. Now I just don't know.
Yeah. No.
Outside of X-Men and Fantastic Four being the general direction, I don't know. There's too much.
Here's also the thing, and I think people are getting a little worried. They're like, well, you're only going to get like 3 movies a year, so it's going to be like 5 years between franchises now. I'm like, guys, look at Spider-Man. Fox is still going to exist, and it's going to be those guys that are doing the movies, just like Spidey, although they're just owned by Disney. Like, all those lots and stuff are still sticking around. Disney's not getting rid of them. They're still going to have plenty of infrastructure and money to produce all these movies. Realistically, by 2022, you're probably looking at 5 to 6 MCU movies a year that are all between 3 different studios sharing them.
Yeah.
So,
all under the same.
Yeah.
Unless they do a Marvel Knights thing, which they could do.
Exactly. Like, you're going to literally be getting like, I don't know, hypothetically, you're getting Fantastic Four, let's say. You're getting a Spider-Man sequel. You're getting, like, new Avengers. You're getting a Black Panther 2, a Doctor Strange 2, a Deadpool 3, and, like, a Wolverine standalone.
I'd be surprised if it takes until, like, 2022 for a Deadpool 3.
See,
I wouldn't be surprised if Deadpool 3 is the last Fox movie.
Yeah.
Because you think, like, this still is going to be between a year and 18 months.
True.
So anything that goes into production in the next year and a half is a Fox movie.
Yeah.
Like, Gambit's going to... People going like, oh, well, Kevin Feige cancelled Dark Phoenix. No, because he hasn't got the power.
Not yet, yeah.
So, Dark Phoenix, Gambit, New Mutants, probably Deadpool 3, probably New Mutants 2 if that takes off, X-Force, maybe Cable.
Yep.
You've got like 7 movies that are going to still come out from Fox. It's not dead yet.
Yeah, so you're thinking like they just wait it out. And it's like, the thing is, currently, right now, I guarantee you Kevin Feige and the Marvel Studios guys are already looking for writers for the X-Men movies, and over the course of the next year and a half, they're going to perfect these scripts to absolute perfection. So, it's an interesting time. I think Disney right now is at a position where comic book movies are not going away. They're just going to get bigger and bigger. And the future with X-Men Fantastic Four is just, I can't even imagine it, quite honestly. That's how big this is,
I mean, it's limitless now, isn't it? You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Anything.
The only thing that's kind of restricted is Spider-Man. Yep. And maybe whatever under Universal, which apparently She-Hulk, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose, like, maybe the TV side is kind of slightly a bit restricted.
Maybe, yeah. I guess we'll talk more about that soon, especially this year, though. We are on our final topic of the week, the existing X-Men properties. Now, we kind of touched these upon in the last big discussion we had, which was, just happening, the future of X-Men, Fantastic Four, and the MCU. Now, let's just talk about the existing X-Men franchises that are still around. They got to do Dark Phoenix, Gambit, the Deadpool franchise, whatever that consists of, and then it's probably all over for that. I would say like 2 decades worth of X-verse. Like it's done. There's no way it continues, right?
2 decades worth of film. The only ones everyone ever talks about are the spin-offs.
Yep.
Yeah. By a socially relevant X-Men franchise. But yeah, as I just said it, like, once you have the next year and a half out of the way, depending what goes into production, that'll be the end of that. I honestly think Deadpool 3 might be the end of everything. I think that might be a fun little way to segue from one to the other. But...
I think honestly that probably will happen. I think Deadpool is the easiest character to carry over, but there's been, suggestions and rumors and speculation that, oh, look, just because they have contracts, these characters have to stay around. I was like, there is no way that Marvel Studios wants any baggage. Like, the only one...
I was going to say, you have Alexandra Shipp going, oh, you think we're going to get recast? Yeah. It's like, look, love, you're getting recast.
Yeah.
go in the unemployment line with Andrew Garfield and ask him how he got on being not recast.
Right.
Like,
And I don't
I
understand
don't
why
know why
people
think they're gonna stand. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why people are like, that can't happen. I was like, dude, Andrew Garfield, look at how that went down. He was contracted for 4 more films. Like,
Yeah, I mean, sure, he's still getting paid by Sony, but you know.
yeah. But Disney will be willing to spare that to not have any of that baggage on there. And when you look at it, the only realistic quote unquote baggage that they're gonna keep is Deadpool, because that's a huge success, and they would love to keep Hugh Jackman if they could. Other than that, they don't need anything the X-Men have. Literally, I'm sorry, fans of the X-Men, they do not need that franchise at all. Like, it's
No one needs that franchise. It's just not. It's not relevant, really.
It's not.
Like, I honestly think that, like, if Deadpool 3 is, if they can just squeeze that one out, like, go out with like a Deadpool kills the X-Men universe, really. And just do it that way and just play it all off a laugh. So you can go, we haven't got to keep your contracts anymore because you're dead.
Yeah, shove them all into that one movie. Honestly, that would be a great thing for Deadpool 3. Deadpool kills the X-Men universe. That could actually be funny. Like,
and then he just puts like Disney ears on and walks off into the MCU.
Oh, that'd be good. I'm going to greener pastures, guys.
It's like you just got your movie Gambit. I'm sorry, you gotta go. New Mutants just had your movie. Sorry, you gotta go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's unfortunate that these movies like somewhat got to get made while this transition is happening, because I feel that Disney will not have any desire to really push or advertise them. You know, it's.
I mean, what's the point?
Exactly. What is the point?
Like, why is anyone going to watch them now?
Yeah.
There's no reason. Like, everyone knows that Disney are going to, or if it goes through, will have Fox. So it's kind of, oh, well, Fox have these movies.
Yep.
Why should they care about these movies when they're clearly going to recast everyone?
And that's the thing. You know, from the first interview that's coming up in 3 weeks for Black Panther, that's going to include the junkets and all that, 90% of the questions are going to be in relation to this deal. From now until this deal happens. And every time they ask Kevin Feige, they're like, so, is Gambit or the upcoming whatever part of the MCU is going to be like, no, that's not our thing. And it's going to drive that message home. So why is a random guy that like, or for best example, why is my dad who's getting into the MCU but doesn't like any of the other films going to want to go see this movie when he's just like, he's going to know that it's not part of the bigger thing that people are excited for. There's no incentive to go see any of these new movies. Like, I honestly feel that Dark Phoenix is going to be one of the biggest bombs of the year. Like,
oh, yeah. Like, there's no way that movie makes money.
No.
I mean, it will do the standard X-Men movie like box office, where it's just painfully average. But outside of that, it's not going to make that much. Well, I don't see a reason to.
I don't even think it's going to make like Apocalypse money, to be real with you. Like,
no, like, I think Apocalypse burned too many people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, you know, it's the writer from that is now writing and directing this. And it's just like, no.
And I mean, I haven't seen a single frame of like actual footage of X-Men Dark Phoenix, just to make this clear. But that movie looks painfully dull, boring, uninspired, and unoriginal just from photos. And photos should give me some indicator of some hope, but everybody in every photo looks like they're freaking foaming it in. Like, dude, it looks bad. Like,
but I mean, J-Law has essentially said she's phoning it in. It's like, no, I fucked myself over, so you don't care.
Yeah.
So why should I even take the character seriously? No, it's crazy. The only person that seems to care at the minute is Sophie Turner.
Yep.
But it's like she's probably being paid to care.
Yeah. Honestly, I want X-Men Dark Phoenix to end with them just say the goodbye to the franchise because you're not getting a sequel. Like, just please end it. Release that one box set that's finally the complete collection. Actually, no, don't even do that. Just give me X-Men 2 and First Class in 4K. That's all I really need. I don't need any of the other crap you've put out, okay?
Yeah. Well, what if they actually get, like, their third movie out before the deal goes through? Like just to kind of like, A, have it as a write-off, B, get their contracts out of the way, you know, and maybe have it just as a capstone to everything else.
Oh, God, like, oh, no. But what if that movie's actually good though, because it's the Marvel guys doing it?
I mean, it's like Logan, isn't it? You're not going to do a sequel to Logan.
True.
Nah, just give them like just end the contracts, give them a nice send off, call it a day with that franchise,
Well, don't forget.
and then give it 2 years and do the actual MCU one.
True. I mean, quick reboot wouldn't, I think, bother people too much. Like, look at Spider-Man. You know,
I'll say it's the highest grossing one now, so or it's one of the highest.
It's $10 million away from Spider-Man 3, which holds the record, which is pretty impressive. And
yeah.
And you look at Amazing Spider-Man 2, that came out 2014. In 2017, we already had a reboot, and he was already in another movie within 2 years. So, like...
Yeah, no, like... I think as long as it looks good, people will be fine. They
Yeah.
don't care if it's a reboot or what. No.
That's true, and...
No, plus if you start off with just Wolverine, and it's new, it's a new direction, you can clearly see it's not in that universe, I think people will be fine with it.
That's what I said, like... I think the best way to handle Wolverine, in my personal opinion, is he needs a standalone movie of him and like the Invaders or something. Tell his back history, like that he was there during the war, but we never see him. Get a Chris Evans cameo or whatever if you need to, right? But have that character first show up in like Avengers 4 as a post-credit scene, being like, "Hey, Bub, I heard you guys are looking for us," you know, referencing the mutants.
He'll be the most likely one to appear in Avengers 4 if anyone appears. Like, I'm so tired of all these articles like, oh, what's going to be in Avengers 4? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Like, stop. The film's going to come out just as the ink's drying.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to have time to do anything. Like, can we just stop?
At the last minute, I figure Marvel will be looking at actors, and they'll probably have some already in their mind because Kevin Feige said that multiple times. He has actors in mind for who he wants for these roles. It wouldn't surprise me. The ink is going to settle, like you said, probably 2 months before Avengers 4. When they go back for those last reshoots, it wouldn't shock me if they get the Wolverine actor for a quick cameo at the end, and people absolutely go berserk. And then that year, right as they're announcing the future at San Diego Comic-Con and D23 within a couple months after Avengers 4, when they're like, hey guys, Wolverine's our first movie. Here you go. Yeah. It's like, you know, it just makes sense to me because...
Like, as I suppose you could kind of get around it by going, like, having the post-credit scene of just a guy in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And just doing it that way, like, and then cutting. Because it's like, who is it going to be? We don't know.
I would love it if, like, you know... It's like Bruce Banner's like, guys, I'm leaving. Where are you going? Canada. Him in a snowy mountain just walking as the Hulk, and you just see 3 claws pop up. It's like, oh, shit.
See, I wouldn't do that at all. Like, I wouldn't connect it to anything. I'd just have the guy in Canada.
Oh, just kind of like set the mood, and we know what it is, but we're not telling you what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Guardians stinger for Thor.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not really connected to anything. You don't have a clue what, like, no one's going to know what it is, but people are going to know what it is. It's like, it's not really breaking anything because you haven't said who it is. So.
Yeah, that Guardians Thor the Dark World thing was so odd.
It was weird.
It was the weirdest thing in any Marvel movie post-credit. You're like, what is happening? Like,
I mean, it set the tone well.
Yeah, true.
It's like, what the fuck is this? And it's like the movie comes out, what the fuck is this?
What is this Fibonacci dude doing? Why is he having an orgasm over a rock? I don't get it.
Oh god! But yeah, that's how I do it personally.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of have the X-Men like a little vignette movie. That's my idea.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'd be down for that. I need more. I need X-Men as fast as possible, done properly, so I can love them once again. That's how I feel about these movies. I need them desperately.
But can we have Wolverine's claws come out the top of his hand and not between his knuckles?
Oh, yes.
A little 3 metal blocks on his palm. But...
Dude, I think we're collectively all going to lose our shit when we forget our first look at the Wolverine costume.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a Wolverine costume.
But we're actually going to see an actor wearing it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be glorious.
In fact, I don't even think if they do have Wolverine in Avengers 4, they're going to show his face.
No, that'd be good. A good way not to do it. honestly, just
Just Janet Van Dyne it. Like, yeah, she's there, but the face is, you can't see her face.
yeah, or redo the scene from The Incredible Hulk where Tony shows up to talk to him in a bar, but like masked in shadow and like a dim light and everything. You know, it's yeah.
Oh, actually, like, just a quick idea. Have you can then set it up for like the movie's going to be in like the war or something. Do that, because that fits right in line with what they did in the last Captain America issue with the Where's Wolverine stuff. Yep. Just have Wolverine like go up to Steve in the bar.
Exactly. Like,
I've been watching you for years. I was like, oh, he knows. He remembers.
Yeah, oh, he's here. Oh, freak out.
or just keep Origins in canon. And he's like, I know you from somewhere. I remember you, but I don't know why. I had my head shot with a bullet.
When you said Origins, my mind jumped to my guilty pleasure, X-Men Origins Wolverine. I was like, why the fuck do you want to keep that in canon with anything?
Shits and giggles, why not?
Oh, man. I mean,
it explains where he's been for the last X amount of years. Like, yeah, I can't remember anything. Sorted, done.
Stryker is still walking. Go look at him. Oh, I love that movie.
I mean, just have that as the Avengers 4 credit scene. Just Stryker still walking as an old man.
Stryker still walking.
It's been 84 years. I'm still walking.
Same actor and everything. Oh, that'd be amazing. Oh, that stupid movie. So, yeah, that's our talk on the X-Men and existing within, I guess, multiverses now, considering, you know, their franchise.
People say, like, oh, have the X-Men in a different universe and you can bring them over.
No, that is stupid.
Like, I don't see how people don't understand, like, how they can't figure out a way to just introduce mutants now.
Yeah.
So bad, but...
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, Mitch, we did 4 topics. We managed to get 15 minutes out of that, which is pretty good. We actually went real in-depth with these, which I think the fans will be happy for our first podcast of the year. Now, with that in mind, whoever made it this far, thanks to everybody in 2017 for... patron supporters and everything. You guys are obviously going to get more audio commentaries. 1 a month is what we're doing. You guys will be getting an exclusive podcast on there rather soon. This one is, of course, going to be... Well, okay, I won't spoil what it is for you. But you could probably guess what it is because everybody's doing them. Because your wrap-up and everything. But, you know, whatever. So make sure you guys check out Patreon for exclusive content. And hopefully you guys enjoy 2018 from us. We hope it's good. It probably will be.
And I think this month's movie is Power Rangers. I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to talk to Joe about that one. I think that's what he set it for.
Oh, we'll check.
It's like what's out in January.
I mean, yeah. What is out in January? Nothing. It's
nothing.
That's why Power Rangers gets the treatment.
Yeah. That movie sucks.
We'll talk about that in the commentary. Catch up with us there, guys.